Look at this, magic. No se cae. Ok, este sí se va a caer. No lo voy a hacer. Hi guys, welcome back to Bunnie Cakes. Today I'm gonna show you the 101 of vegan baking replacements. Number 1, eggs. Eggs can be replaced with flaxseed. I like to use Nutiva's organic grounded flaxseed or powdered egg. In a recipe, you can substitute 1 egg for 1 tablespoon of grounded flaxseed and 3 tablespoons of water. For the egg replacement, follow the instructions. I use Energy Egg Replacer. And for this one, we are going to need 1.5 teaspoons of egg replacer by 2 tablespoons of water. Be aware that you have to whisk it until you get a frothy texture. Number 2, milk. This one is quite easy to replace because you can use coconut, almond, soy, or oat milk. So, my recommendation is to use full-fat coconut milk or coconut yogurt because it makes your cake extra moist. I personally use 3/4 of yogurt to replace 1 cup of milk. Oatmeal is a great replacement for soy or for nut allergies. Number 4, butter or oil. A good substitute is vegan butter or coconut oil. And this can be used as 1:1 ratio as dairy butter. Now sugar. I use Florida Crystal sugars that I love and I've been using it for years. They're vegan, kosher, non-GMO, they're unbleached. We use the granulated sugar and we use the powdered sugar for the frosting. Flour. I use King Arthur Sir Galahad. I like this because it's not bleached and it doesn't have any potassium bromate and it's non-GMO. For my gluten-free recipes, I use Bob's Red Mill all-purpose baking flour. If you're baking gluten-free, here is a very important tip. Use gum. Adding in a gum as a replacement will provide the elasticity you need for the cake. For cakes and cupcakes, I recommend 1/2 teaspoon of gum by 1 cup of flour. This video should be your guide for basic vegan replacement measurements during your vegan baking. This comes from my experience as a vegan bakery owner for more than 15 years and also creating my perfect Bunnie Cakes vegan cake batter, which is now available for sale online. And remember, I'm giving you some recipes and ideas that work for me, but follow your heart and enjoy the ride. If you want to learn more, make sure to subscribe to my channel for all the tips, tricks, and hacks for vegan baking. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. And see you in the next video.